Did you know that there's a hotel casino property in Las Vegas on the Strip that nobody wants to own? As a matter of fact, it's been sold 4 times over the past 50 years, with each successive owner looking for the exact same thing. And it was this exact hotel which last week got nationwide, heck, international infamy by putting up a fake listing and creating a fake AI version of what it really is. This is the OYO Hotel. And today we're going to uncover the real truth about why this property even exists in 2026. We're going to walk you straight to the front of the building and show you the neighborhood which it shares, one of the most dangerous stretches near the Las Vegas Strip, and explain why this building is really, in disguise, the biggest potential money-making investment that the company that owns it has ever seen in their lifetimes. So if you're not familiar with what happened late last week, let me catch you up on the story. A traveler posted on TikTok that her vacation to Vegas in what looked like a moderate to nice hotel called the Palette Hotel turned out to be a nightmare that she just couldn't get past. She had particularly avoided the OYO Hotel due to its dirtiness, its lack of safety features, its non-working elevators, and its crime-ridden location. Booked the Palette Hotel off of Booking.com, a legitimate website, only to find out that she was at the OYO after all. When she asked for her money back, they said no. When she went to social media, Vegas Starfish, one of the biggest influencers for Vegas on TikTok, picked it up. And the rest is famous, or would that be infamous? I made a video on it. Everybody made a video on it. And now we're going to go and walk to see what you would actually see. So I want you to just imagine that you get to Vegas and this around me is what you see. The New York with its glittering lights. The MGM Grand with its giant gold tower statue standing in front. The marquees all lit up. You're excited. The excitement is palpable. You're ready to go have a great time in this amazing city. As you drive past the half-built athletics stadium, past boarded up walls, and a side of the street that you can't even walk on, you look across the street at the MGM Grand and you wonder what you've gotten yourself into. Because this hotel isn't exactly on Las Vegas Boulevard. I just said that because it sounded really, really good when I did the intro. Matter of fact, this hotel is just about 2 blocks off of the main drag. This hotel has an interesting history, and the reason it sits there is because for the better part of nearly 70 years, this hotel shared the block with a famous hotel called the Tropicana Las Vegas. Now, much to the chagrin of many of you who are lovers of Vegas history, the Tropicana closed down in 2024. It was imploded, demolished to make way for the Oakland Athletics new stadium. And now this building is close to, I'd say, 60% complete. And the property itself sits just literally a block or so off the corner of one of the most busiest intersections in the entire city. Heck, both the current president and the last president were talking about how this one intersection, the intersection of Tropicana Avenue and the U.S. Interstate 15 interchange, sorely needed hundreds of millions of dollars of upgrades. And they got those upgrades. And take a look around. It's absolutely gorgeous. And once the stadium construction is complete, well, you may be looking at a double, maybe quadruple 4x return on what the land is worth now. And that 4x number, 4 times, that's what's really interesting here, because you see, this hotel has actually had 4 different owners, dating back as far as the 1970s, I believe. I'll put it on the screen next to my head. First up, we had the Howard Johnsons. Yeah, back in the day, Howard Johnsons and Holiday Inn, they were big enough to be in Las Vegas with major presences. After that, throughout the 80s until the late 90s, it was the San Remo. After that, it was the Hooters Hotel. And back in 2019, Indian Hotel Investment Group purchased it and slapped the well-known Indian brand name OYO on the building and decided that they were going to siphon money out and just sit and watch their investment get bigger and bigger. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but as Dorothy once said, we're not exactly in Kansas anymore. If Kansas is the front of the Strip where it's relatively safe, So if you're staying at the OYO, this is one of your first challenges. You're going to walk this long drag of Tropicana Avenue, admittedly looking at what's going to be a beautiful building across the street from us, all while possibly going past people that you may not want to meet late at night. We're going to blur his face because we want to give him the respect of being a human being up on hard times. At the same time, it's hot, it's desolate, and in the wintertime, it's windy as heck. Heck, even in the summer, it can be windy as all heck out here. Not exactly a pleasant walk. But as we make our way further and further down, we get to more police calls happen. We get to where more trouble spots, as Metro calls them, are evident. And we get to a place where the new Vegas stops and the old Vegas kicks in. See, I had to cut my camera and I'm walking really fast now because that guy we just passed, he's mad. He started coming after me. So can you subscribe to the channel now? We're doing these in-depth dives, but we don't want to have these problems. Now, if you're an astute viewer, and I'm sure you are, you might be asking yourself the question, why would anybody ever sell a hotel casino in Las Vegas? Why would this hotel be sold every 12 1/4 years? I know I'm a nerd, I did the math. And the answer is simple. It's appreciation on the value. Every time the Tropicana would do some kind of an upgrade, every time a big property like the MGM Grand would open up, this piece of land got more and more expensive. It was time to sell and take your money out and find some other patsy to deal with the aging building. And this leads us right back to the problems plaguing the modern day OYO, a property that, by all reviews online, has absolutely terrible rooms. Dirty, lack of service, elevators that don't work, expecting people to walk up 18 flights of stairs to get to the bottom of the property is completely unacceptable. And many of you are asking why. Why would a brand put themselves out there and put their reputation on the line? Why would they hold such low standards? Why wouldn't they care about what people are saying about them? And the answer is simple, and it's a trend that we've been talking about on this channel for a very long time. It's simple. That answer is found in the exact same playbook being run by properties all over the Las Vegas Strip. The difference is OYO's waiting for a big payoff. See, it's the private equity game. As we explained in our last video, which I'll link in the pinned comment down below, when we followed the money on who actually owns this property, it turns out the biggest owner is nothing more than a giant conglomerate called Prism. The company that runs the property, that manages the property, they slap their name on buildings all across the world and call them an OYO. And if the people that run the hotel side of things cared enough to actually fix elevators or make sure that room repairs were done or hire adequate amounts of staff to repair the reputation of the property, that would cost them one of these and, frankly, one of these. I did a kick for you. Subscribe to the channel. That would cost you an arm and a leg. Say it with me. Put it in the comments. An arm and a leg. Because in real estate, there's really only three things that matter. Location, location, location. And let's be honest with ourselves. Once that giant stadium behind us opens, the Athletics pile into town, play 81 home games every year, hopefully someday get into the playoffs and add even more to the schedule. Once that building is full, the property behind me, the OYO, will be one of the most expensive properties that anybody can own. Now, the rumor here is that they're waiting on Bally's. Because you may not know this, but Bally's owns the land that stadium sits on. So is a buyout going to happen for Hooters? If anybody from the Hooters group is watching, I have some tough news for you. Bally's Corporation just announced that they might be looking to sell this entire property in order to fund debts and various loans that they have incurred elsewhere. They don't want to, but if they have to, that makes a deal to buy out the Hooters by the people that own the land where the stadium sits less likely than ever before. Oh, and right now, according to reports floating online, the people in charge over here at the OYO, they are literally, you-know-whatting bricks. Yeah, they are not allowing any cameras into the property. We got kicked out the last time we tried to come in. They're in total lockdown mode. Nobody's allowed to even mention the Palette Hotel. It apparently never existed in Obviously never will. But at the same time, is it worth your while to come down to this part of town? If you decide to do this, here's what you have to know about this area. So keep yourself safe. This will be your checklist. First of all, we talk about the Motel 6. That hotel just across the street, sharing the property line with the OYO. I wouldn't recommend my worst enemy stay at the Motel 6. I can't prove it. It's all allegations. I'm entitled to my opinion under freedom of speech rules. But that place has a reputation for having all sorts of bad actors that come out at night. So just be aware that you don't want to go past this property line. There's your first tip. Second tip, when you come out of that building, you walk across the street as fast as you possibly can and directly into a very nice hotel, the MGM Grand. As a matter of fact, take all of your transportation at the main entrance, the ride share, the taxi line of the MGM Grand, because you don't want to be waiting in front of the Hooters on that side of the street at 12 o'clock midnight any night of the week. And lastly, I probably can't stress this enough. Be kind to the person working at that hotel. It sounds to me like they have a lot of things that they are up against right now. I've worked in a hotel. I'm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And there used to be a travel lodge on McLeod Trail where I worked for somebody who hated me. He hated all of his employees. He didn't give us the backup or the support that we needed. And unhappy employees beget unhappy people at your check-in desk. So understand what you're moving into and don't take it out on them. They're just trying to earn a paycheck for their families, just like you. But then again, a better play altogether is to likely just avoid the OYO. Am I telling you it's a bad hotel? No. Am I telling you how to spend your money? Absolutely not. But there are options available. Circus, Treasure Island. Heck, I've heard you can get some great deals midweek at properties like Luxor and Excalibur. Just shop around, do your price hunting, and try to pick something that has a big fancy theme to it, because those hotels always seem to be what's a safe bet in this town. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm going to leave you with this, okay? It's been the entire video. If you guys want to know how I fight back and teach other people how to fight back and actually trade the markets and make money off of big companies that hold billions of dollars, like the company that owns this setup over here, I want you to click on the link below and go over to my new channel where we teach you guys how all that stuff works. It's a free channel on YouTube. And if you want to get even more of me, bonus content, head on over to our channel memberships and you guys can get couple hours a month of extra video that I don't show anybody else. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. My name is Stephen J. Campbell. I've been in this town for a very long time, and this has to be the craziest thing that I've ever seen. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Just keep swimming in life, and as we love to say around here, God's got this.